I was inspired by Gail Augustinelli to make these little pockets. She was making some stuffed ephemera holders. So I've got some of different sizes here that I've made, and I will make some here with you guys today. Welcome to my channel. This is Darcy's Misadventures with Mixed Media. I've got big ones here that could just be stuffed and put up in my shop, and smaller ones that could fit in the journal or also be stuffed and go up in my shop, and even smaller ones. These are just tuck spots, but these are full-on pockets, and the sewing on the edge is totally optional. So I will show you how I cut mine. These are all made from file folder. You do not have to have file folders to make these. You do want to know what size you want. So I know that I want them to at least be small enough to fit in a 9x12 envelope for the big one. So for this one, I'll do a big one. So 9x12, I need to give myself an inch or two on either side, because as it gets stuffed fuller, it's gonna need more space. So I'm gonna do it 10 inches wide. Okay, and then this part here that's sticking out, I'm gonna open this up and I'm gonna put this side here at the 6-inch mark. So that will be the front pocket, will be 6 inches. And then this is just a little too big to fit. So I'm going to cut this at the 7.5-inch mark. And then this will be the front pocket, the part that I cut off the front. And if you wanted to, you could, where's that other piece? Use this piece and just like stick it back here as like another tuck, you know. So that's a possibility. And then this is just cut off. Do with it as you wish. You could paint it, decorate it to make clusters, throw it away, whatever. So with cardstock, I think how I would do that is I would go ahead and cut off, let's see, this one's actually 12 inches. Not all cardstock is 12 inches. Usually, oh no, it's 11.5 maybe. So I haven't figured this one out yet. I'm going to do this one at, well, you know what? Let's just go ahead and fold it up. So I folded it up a little more than about 4 1/4 inches. And then I'm going to cut it off. I need a little bit here. 2.5 inches. 2 1/4 inches. And then that will just go on the front like that. It's not exactly how I would do it. Let's see. Let's try cutting it off at 2.5. So I'll cut this at 2.5 inches, and then fold this up to the 2-inch mark, which means I have, you know, the front pocket is 3 3/4 inches on this one. But it really doesn't matter. You can have them be anywhere. I mean, if you want them exact, I don't know. Just do these smaller and then cut off the top if you want to. So now those are ready. Now if you want to make it a pocket in your journal, you can just take this. I'm going to stick that on the inside so it doesn't float around, hopefully. And cut it at like 5. Because a 5-inch pocket should fit. And then this one ends up being 3 1/4. Or you could do 4 1/4 and do it in half. It doesn't really matter. So, you know, that's just cutting your base. Using cardstock or a folder, making them any size you want. And that's it. That's super simple. Another way I was thinking, if I have a piece of cardstock here somewhere, because I grabbed out 2 pieces. Why would I have more? Alright, so you can get an extra pocket if you do it like this. I'm going to fold the middle one. I'm going to fold this one, which will potentially be the middle one when we're done. Fold that one in half. And then I'm just going to kind of put it in there and see about where I want to fold it. And then make sure I line that up nicely. And then you have, no, that was wrong. Ignore me. You don't want to fold that one in half. You want to fold it so you have 1.5 inches or so there. And then have 1.5 inches or so there, and then tuck it in here. Just ignore me. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm distracted. No, I haven't done it this way in a long time is what it is. All right. There we go. So you just tuck in 2 pieces like that, and now you have 1, 2, 3 pockets, because if it's a folio and it's just going in Happy Mail, you're not going to be gluing it down and have that 4th pocket. So this way you have 1, 2, 3 pockets. Easy peasy. And then you just decorate them and glue your sides. We will decorate one here. I haven't done one like this, so let's go ahead and decorate this one. You can paint them. This one I painted, or I started painting. I just used the brush and paint. Some of them I gel plate printed. And some of them I'm just going to use gel plate print, gel scraps. Let's see. So, if you want to kind of take it all apart to put the papers on, I would go ahead and mark about 1 inch below on each of these pockets so that I know about where I need my paper to go. Of course, that one will get totally covered. So, the top of all that, the top of that, the top of that, and the top of that. Also, let's see, where are we? I think I want this one and this one to have this. Is that wide enough to go that way? I don't know. We'll see. So you could take your scrapbook papers, painty papers, book page, anything you like, and just stick it on there using whatever glue you like. It's super simple. And then your husband can make all kinds of noise in the background while you're videoing, because that's fun. And then he'll like get all defensive when all you did was comment about the noise y'all could already hear anyway. I don't mind if this is all kind of raggedy on the bottom, and so of course some of that glue is all wet, but that's alright. You could go ahead and cut it first and then glue it on, or you could be lazy like me and just glue it on and then cut it off. So, I know a lot of you do watch Gail Augustinelli. She was filling this on, was it Sunday's video? Where she was filling one of the ephemera things, and I'm like, that might be a fun way to put ephemera and scraps and whatnot in my shop. So I really need to start putting stuff in my shop. I wanna see if my son will, if I can hire him to do that, because I do not like doing that part of things. And, he doesn't have an actual real job right now. He's supposed to be filling out something for disability, but, he also has executive dysfunction like his mother. Alright, that's going to be grungy, but I don't want to be like nasty grungy. So that glue needs to dry. And then I want to put something up there, but different something. So then I'll put this one here as well. I don't mind if that's like that. So I'm just gonna cut it a little bigger than I need it, because then I don't have to worry. Let's see, right around the middle of that pink line. Well, then that pink line's not going to show. Do I care? That's pink. But what I might do is just kind of put it upside down. Put it so that the pink is at the top. And as much as I like that, I actually don't want it on here. So I'm just going to glue this so I don't have all the mess like I did a minute ago. I hope you all are well. Oh yeah, one of the questions I wanted to ask in another video, but I had already asked a question, so I'll ask it now. Are you an inker or not an inker? And why do you ink if you ink? And why don't you ink if you don't ink? Don't know what I'm talking about? Talking about, just inking tags and pockets and just ink. You know what I'm talking about. If you've been around long enough, you know what I'm talking about. If you're new and don't know what I'm talking about, you can ask in the in the comments. I'm pretty sure you all know what I'm talking about. Oops. Alright, so now what is this gonna look like? It's not gonna look like that. Wait, what did I just do? Oh, I just put them right next to each other. No, I wasn't paying attention to my marks. That's what happened. Well, let's just go ahead and put this one up here then. Maybe it'll just be all... I know what to do. I know what to do to separate my pockets a little bit. I don't think I have a fourth one though. So pay attention to what you're doing. That's super helpful. I had marked them and everything and I still messed up. It's gonna happen in life. Sometimes you're gonna plan and still gonna mess up. If you're like me at all, you are anyway. Alright. And then here, let's see, can I fit that on there? That goes the opposite direction though. I don't want that. But what I can do is grab a piece of music. Sweet music. Here, before I had some music somewhere. Is this book page long enough? No. Then I'd have to do two. Oh, my numbers. That goes the wrong way. It doesn't. It does, but it doesn't. I don't think I want my numbers to go that way. That will bug me. That's okay, because I know where that is. I think somebody said, and also these are landscape, which is nice. So you got plenty of room. And I suppose you could use some of your already collaged pieces for on these if you wanted to. Just gonna cut this to a manageable size, just so that I can go ahead and glue it on here and then cut off what's left. I do want the numbers to be upside right. Thank you very much. And then, since I can't really see through it real well, I just kind of line up the back so that I can see that it's straight. And then cut that off. Like so. I did it on the right side. I hope so. That's where those marks. And if I don't feel like cutting it off, I could even just fold it over. Could have done that with all of them, really. And I am going to ink. Oh, I like it. It grunges it up nicely. It frames it out. You don't have to use brown. You can use whatever. Oh, and what color do you like to ink with if you do ink? That's a lot of questions. But you know, I encourage questions. And part of the reason I went down lower is so that I can do my corners with a corner punch. So I'll need to come back again anyway. Because if you don't, then you gotta come do a little patch job. So if you don't want to have to come back and do a little patch job, then you do want to make sure that you cover that part. And I kind of like this one. You do not have to get this one. Okay, the important thing about if you do get this one, just know, first of all, you should probably wait for it to dry. I'm not. So I'm going to do, you do it like this, and then you flip it to do the other side if you want them to look the same. Hold on. This is the opposite side. See, it folded it over, so that confused me. So you do the one side. I did this. Yes, I did the right side first. All right, I'll show you what happens if you. Nope, that's the only way it goes. Never mind. I mean, it's not the only way it goes. It's just how my brain works. All right. So doing the right side here, and then flipping it. And same with this one. Start with the right side, and then flip it to do the left side. And then you have all your things go in the right direction. And then you just take your glue your sides. You can sew it, not sew it. That's optional if you don't have a sewing machine but you like the look. There are stamps. Whoops. And then you could add some stamping, distressing, whatever it is you like for your bits. And then you just fill them with ephemera and mail them off to your friends or put them up in your shop or have a giant journal. Easy peasy. All right, so make sure that is straight and down all the way. Sometimes, let's see, I guess you could start with the back one. Move these out of my way. So I've seen Gail making these and filling these recently, and then you, like I said, you can paint them or just cover them with paper, or you could use double-sided scrapbook paper and then all set, ready to go. Whoops, make sure you go to the top of that pocket and not to the top of the front of the pocket. Go to the top of that pocket there. There you go. So that's what it looks like if you don't sew it. But sewing it does give it a little extra detail, which is nice. So you can see that sewn, and also, you know, they're going to stay together really well. This one has, I added this one. It doesn't go all the way to the, well, almost goes all the way to the bottom. Oh, this one does not go all the way to the bottom. It only goes like this far. But I'll still be able to tuck stuff back there and tuck stuff in front of here. It's just still a nice separator. So that's where I use that smaller piece. I will do that one next so you can see what I mean. Let's see, I suppose this is a different length. Yep. Alright, let's just go ahead and cover these. So it's not super deep, but it's enough to add another separator. Even if I line up this and this, but I could do it even just go this way. You'll see it better. Oh yeah, like that. Alright. Let's go ahead and cover that one. What the one I just did? Oh, gel plate print. So yeah, gel plate print, you could just use book page. I was also thinking you could use some of your collage pages that are already all collaged. So that could be fun. Let's go ahead and do that. I'm just gonna cut this bigger than I need it, and then I can cut it down, but I'm just gonna do that and glue it on. So you got master boards. You can totally use your master boards to cover it. It'll make it really thick, but that's okay because you're not going all the way down with it anyway. I'm just going to use my glue stick like I did before. This piece here. Just going to line up the side of that, I think, so it's fairly straight. And glue that down and cut it off. Now you want to make sure that you do any inking and corners before you glue everything down. That'll just make it a little bit easier. And then you could add notch holes, you know, use your round paper punch and, you know, put a notch hole there if you want to. That would be another reason that you want to go down a little bit lower there. So now I just want to, well, I want that to be glued down. Line up your front two pockets so that this one is going to look like it's a pocket behind it, and you're not going to know unless you like stick your fingers down there that it is not as long as you would want it to be. Alright, so line it up there, try not to move it, and just get that glued. And then glue on the bottom here. And up the two sides. Just line it up the best you can down here. Get it nice and straight. And then super simple. And because this one doesn't have like a lot of glue on it, oops, I think this one would definitely be a contender for putting it in the, you know, sewing it, because that will hold it in better. If you don't want to sew it and you want to make sure that it's going to stay in, you could stick a couple staples on there. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with staples. Just, if, you know, after you glue this, if you're going to sew it, just make sure that the glue's dry. And you should be good to go. I still glue it even if I'm going to sew it, but I haven't had any problems. Some people wouldn't. But this would be impossible to hold to sew it. So there you go. You got one. Got a pocket here in the front. Oh my word, why is that so hard? So now we have a pocket, pocket, and a pocket. Now if you're mailing it off to somebody and you want them to be able to reuse, you know, to take it apart and reuse it, you could cover the back. But I mean, you know, if they take these pockets apart, even if it's sewn, they could just cut it off a 1/2 inch on each end and then cut these other pieces to use in journals. So, you know, it could be dissected to be used in another life, in another way. So, and of course, painting is an option. I did do that with these ones. This one, I think I did some jelly plate printing on. Oh, I'll have to show you sometime how I got that. So, yeah. Oh, I forgot to do the thing for Sophia. So let's see. This one's rope. This one, it was really, really pink up there, so I just added the white, and it really made a difference, I think. So on this one, I actually want to use stamping to decorate it. And I'm trying to think if I want to go ahead and glue my pocket on. How far down did I go? Not quite far enough. Oh, a little bit. I'm thinking another option, another thing you could do is do it on this side. You could cut this to match the other. You know what I'm saying? Alright, this pen doesn't work that great, but that's okay because I don't need it to work great. Oh, it does work. It works today. Wasn't working the other day. So you can do that, and I think that will give it a cool look. You just want to make sure that you went down far enough with whatever you were gluing or painting or whatever. And then we can have it be, oh, should we do this on the very back one too? Maybe. It might look cool. And if you use longer scissors, it might take less time. So then, if you want it on this side again, then you just do that again. Just line that up on the side, and on this part here is probably where you definitely want to line it. So, you know, there's different ways you could do things. And this adds some interest. My word, it does help if you don't have little glued pieces of paper stuck to your scissors. Raise your hands if that's what your scissors look like. Perfection is not the goal. Well, perfection, sorry. I always want it to be perfect. I have to let go of perfection. That's why I remind us all the time about perfection is not the goal. Now, I could even bring these back in to bring some of that color. Bring some of that color back down here from up here. What's this one? That's got some pink too. Yep. I'm gonna do that after I ink and stamp and do all that stuff. Alright, and I'm just going to treat this like it's just one big piece. I've got them all glued on there. And then I've got some stamps here from Global Land. And I thought that I might kind of line these up with the... upside down and crooked? It is upside down. Oh my word. So that may get a piece of paper put over it. It looked, oh my word. Sometimes I don't understand myself. All right, I can't. If your things aren't as dirty as this, then you can line them up a little bit better. Just saying. So that was a little bit crooked and upside down. That is upside right. What will I do about this? Oh, I'll think of something. So I'm using, this is a new one. I wanted to see how it looked. It's Fallen Leaves, VersaFine Clear. I do like that. It's a nice, it's not so black, but it's still nice and dark. And these stamps are from Global Land. And let's see, we have a smaller one that is maybe a little bit cleaner. Yep, like I said, if you clean your stamps once in a while, your acrylic blocks, you might be able to see what you're doing. Alright, so for this, because that will bug me that it's upside down, I am just going to fix my mistake. There are always ways to fix your mistakes, and I'm here to just fix mistakes some days. That's what it feels like. I just want, just gonna go ahead and glue that on there. And I'm gonna, well, now I've got it. Well, it doesn't matter if a little bit of that shows. You can't hardly tell, right? I know, I say that, and then I'm just like, nope, I gotta fix it. That's okay. I'll put it in more than one place too, so that it looks intentional. There we go. And I'm gonna ink that. So some people much braver than me, would just leave that like that. And so now I'm wishing that I had not glued my, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to turn that around this way and mark it and cut it. So then I don't have to cut it after it's on there, because that's just gonna make it harder. So let's hope I did this right. Yep, I think so. Yep, there we go. I think the parts I just cut off and glue it on there. Maybe not move the camera. Did I move the camera? I don't know. I have to stand up more than that to see for sure. So, if you mess it up like I did, there's a solution. You just glue paper over it. And that's just going to add interest. So, now we don't want it to just be, let's see. Alright, that would have to go, wouldn't have to, but I'm thinking over here, and then I'll do another piece over there. All the sides, lady. I would like my numbers to be upside right. You don't have to do it in 3 places. I mean, there are people who would disagree with that. They would say you need at least 3 places. For balance, it is good. Or if I had, you know, done one on that side and one on this side. Okay. So I could even do it there or here. I think I might do it there. And ink it like I did the other ones. Ink it like we did last summer. Oh my goodness, why is it so hot in here? The AC's not on yet, for one. And I might be having a hot flash. That might be it. Keep an eye on the time. It's the eye of the tiger. I do want it straight. If I line up that line there, it should be straight, right? There we go. And adding more stamping. That's what we're doing. And just It's one of my favorites. Just like the lines. I like when I can get them straight. I can't always get them straight, and that will annoy me, but you know. Oh, well, anyway. And the only reason I'm not going over that line is because then I'll end up with a space anyway, so. Don't know that one. See, I'll show you. Well, yeah, see, it kind of leaves a space anyway when you do that, so. You can go both directions. It's all good in the neighborhood. Just kind of getting some ghost prints. Some, you know, smaller. It's just kind of a background. What else? What other stamps do we like? Ooh, oh, this is a new one. I just got this leaf one. Fallen leaves. Hey, let's see how that one does. Let's see. We have these lines. So if I go across those lines, that's going to cause me a little bit of an issue. So I'm going to bring up my stamping pad here and hope that I can. I'm pressing especially where this line is. See how I do. Yay! Did pretty good. I'm not upset with that. So now I can just kind of do an all over with the leaves. And it should look cool when the, I think I have the little one of this too. Yeah, I think I have a little one. But, you know, I like big flowers and big leaves. I can't help it. I just can't help it. Oh well, I don't have the pad under it this time. We'll see how it does. There we go. Just kind of adding some ghosties. Just having it all over here and there, everywhere. Alright, so we have a large pattern, very small pattern, mid-size pattern. Do we want to add more? Maybe. Maybe we do. Whoa! Do we want to drop stuff? No, we don't. That is a bona fide. We don't want to drop stuff. Ooh, maybe some numbers. I like numbers. I haven't used these yet. So this was like a 4-pack on Amazon. I know. I can never remember. Gonna line those up and see how we go. You'll notice I use 32 sometimes. That's the house number I grew up on. In case you're wondering. Okay, stay. I want you to stay. Alright, you're a little crooked. We're not gonna worry about it. No, up. Let's go ahead and put a 3 and the 2. There we go. And where'd the, oh, there it is. Just go ahead and to do that part, to wait till, you know, clean it off a little bit on the, see, and then that one ends up super random, which is nice. I like even numbers in the number 5. Yes. I also like other numbers, because, you know, prime numbers. 7 is a prime number, 3 is a prime number, even though they're odd numbers. I know. Speaking of odd, that would be me. And, you know, we don't really have to go much farther than that. That's good. So, you know, and what's nice about, what's this called? The file folders? You wouldn't even have to paint it. You could just do some inking and stamping, and it would still look good because it just inks really nicely. But, you know, the added paint was nice. I just brushed it on. I, like, put the paint over here, put the brush in it, took some paint off, and just brushed it up. The last one especially was more of a dry brush, but, and I used like a pink, a blue, and a green, and so I got this nice little cottagey. There, so there's that one. I'll finish this one later. This one using some collage papers, which then you could even still come in and add some stamping to that too if you wanted to. Where did the, I've got, you know, I had all my stamps over here the other day and they were like, oh, big numbers? Maybe not. They're just even, let's see, we've got, ooh, let's try the Chianti. See what that one looks like. I also ordered, like, I think it's called Twilight. No, not Twilight Blue. It's a different blue. In some pictures it looked blue, and some pictures it looked aqua. So I'll let you know when I get it, which won't be till like beginning of June somewhere, because apparently it's coming from who knows where. And when you see me using the black foam stamps, those are pmartiststudio.com. Alright. I need this because I'm going over some pockets, so I want it to, so we're pressing with purpose like Timmy says to do. Okay, not sure if that was the right call for this particular, but we got the oranges and stuff, so it's not a bad thing. But we definitely wanted something up here where the numbers are, because it's just looking so white. And we'll just do that and a little bit down here. And that should do it. We'll go one over here. There we go. There we go. I mean, these pockets are going to be filled, so I don't need to do too much with those. I can't say that's a true color of the Chianti because, you know, these are always dirty. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. In another video, I may fill these, and then I hope to get them up in my shop. Didn't I do a third one on camera? I did this one, and then there should be the one with the two. Nope. I know I did it. It disappeared. Oh well. Have a delicious day, guys. Love you. This one. That's the one we did. I might sew them, I might not. Alright. Bye for reals.